Imagine an undiscovered destination with the most poetic surroundings and the most dramatic landscapes. The land where some of your dreams will come alive. Cross River State, Africa undiscovered.
Cross River State in Nigeria is set apart by its rich ecosystem diversity: mangrove and swamp forest in the south, tropical forest in the central regions, and savanna woodland in the north. It is one of the most richly endowed agricultural lands in Nigeria, with plantations producing cocoa, rubber, and oil palm for export, along with food crops for local consumption. But its ecosystems are coming under increasing pressure from the human communities that derive their livelihoods from the natural resource sectors. This is especially critical because of the state's huge population of young people, constituting 1.11 million of the state's 3.45 million residents. It is estimated that 40 to 50% of these young people are unemployed or underemployed. CUSO International works closely with local communities and partners to develop life-changing programs that help people overcome barriers of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. ULEAD is a 5-year project implemented by CUSO International and founded by Global Affairs Canada. The project aims to promote youth employment and entrepreneurship in natural resource sectors of agriculture, forestry, ecotourism, and aquaculture in all 18 local government areas in Cross River State, in line with the Cross River State government's vision to address high youth unemployment and rural-urban drift of young women and men in priority sectors. Our interventions build on youth entrepreneurship, gender equality, and social inclusion services, technical support to value chains, access to finance, technical support to youth resource centers to create greener jobs in a greener economy. In pursuit of this goal, the ULEAD project works closely with partners and stakeholders such as local governments, civil society organizations, the private sector, and communities to deliver skills training in entrepreneurship for young women and men in Cross River State.
The ULEAD project, how it supports its beneficiaries. First of all, I think it's clear that it tries to address youth unemployment foremost. So what we try to do is to provide training to youth that are between 18 and up to 35 years. What we do is we provide them first of all with entrepreneurship training. This is to change their mindsets, to shift into something more productive than the idle youth. That takes something like 1.5 months to 2 months. After that, then they're given an opportunity to choose the value chain in the natural resource sector that they're interested in. Then they go into technical training into that. And then we provide them some support in finance.
Through the ULEAD trainings, beneficiaries have learned better approaches and strategies to employ in their businesses, taking into cognizance healthy environmental practices, recycling, partnership amongst others, which has led to the formation of cooperatives as well as success in their businesses. The abundant natural assets of Cross River State are the foundation for economic, social, and environmental prosperity. However, this very source is increasingly under pressure from the communities that derive their livelihoods from it. The ULEAD project is increasing green job opportunities for youth in the natural resource sector by building entrepreneurial and technical capacities in harmony with nature.
Before the ULEAD training, I didn't take any cognizance of environmental or whatever. I would do anything I want to do in my environment, just get away with it. But after the ULEAD training, I was made to understand that I have to be responsible for my environment.
The most important thing I've learned from the ULIT project is the way we could actually maintain a good and healthy environment, and also how to manage our businesses.
Through ULIT trainings, entrepreneurs are building a greener economy. To succeed, they will require an enabling environment. This is why ULIT works in close partnership with the Cross River State government to develop and promote green jobs and green economy framework.
What I learned so far from the ULIT training was, back then I was training my palm from the palm kernel, even the shaft. But since I went through that training, that ULIT training, I no longer throw my palm front again. I use them for broom, the shaft for making of fire, and the kernel for palm oil, for kernel oil.
When I was doing this 20 bed, I lost. The whole beds died. I went in the second time, 15th. But after the ULIT program, my beds were not dying again. Out of 100 beds, I sold 98 beds. And they all survived because of the knowledge.
To join the cooperative because I personally did not have money to raise a pay on my own. So from the training gotten from the ULIT, I had to form a cooperative. This one will bring a pen, this one bring a land, this one will bring this, and we come together to achieve the purpose.
ULIT has supported us so much by the grants they give to us. They give us a grant, and through the grant you can see we established what we are doing today. The Gari processing mill you can see here today is from the grant.
I joined the ULIT project because I wanted to gain more knowledge. I needed the entrepreneurship training and also the technical training to help me improve my life and that of the people around me. I've decided to go into oil palm, which is a business that is actually or mainly meant for the men in my community. The people I employ, I have 4 women and 2 men, because I'm trying to make women to understand and to add value to whatever I'm doing. Let me also make them feel among and try to learn something new from what they've been doing before. Since I started my business, my husband is a civil servant and he has learned to save his salary, and we try to use the business, the money, the income from the business to help keep the family stable and also try to give a helping hand to 1 or 2 persons out there.
Well, initially, I was too comfortable with it, but the kind of person I'm married to, the kind of person Blessing is, I give her the go ahead, and with my support, I think she did wonderfully well. It's important for us not to support a wife because I see us as one. We operate almost in the same line. I've seen a lot of benefit from the business because our last born who left for school 2 months ago, she sponsored the school fees.
The ULIT project has helped we, the women of Cross River State, to become proud business owners, to become successful, and not just entrepreneurs, but successful entrepreneurs that can mentor people and succeed in the businesses of our choice.
We decided to form Kwansi Cooperative so that we will carry other women along, that we are not belonging to any, and they thought maybe they are being rejected, they don't have anything to do and nobody will hear about them. We decided to form this cooperative so that we'll carry other women along. Yes, it's very important for women to support other women because I've earlier said there are some women that think they don't even have a voice that must be heard. But with other women, their voices must be heard. It was in that training that I discovered that rice farming is not meant for only men. That women can go into rice farming. Before I used to think, when I was not told of gender, I thought maybe it's only men that will do rice farming, but I was taught that we can do rice farming, as in a woman can also go into rice farming, and I'm one of them.
From businesses to homes to communities, imagine what we can achieve if we support each other.
The beauty of the program is that the first gain of the program is mindset shifts. People that were dependent, waiting for government, waiting for an uncle or an auntie. With this program, they receive the first lesson is mental empowerment. They now know what to do. They now know how to take their own destiny in their own hands. So that's the first gain of the CUSO ULEAD and NDT collaboration.
In a bid to improve entrepreneurial and labor force capacities of young women and men, the project works with government ministries, departments and agencies with a view to strengthen policies, regulations and enabling environments required to create jobs and economic opportunities in Nigeria.
The mere fact that we have ULEAD supporting us from the soft side, the capacity side, what that implies to us is that we are setting the framework that will power compliance within the realms of the issues of green economy and of course creating new means of livelihood for our people. To that extent, we salute the effort that CUSO has been able to bring to the table, and we note significantly the contributions of CUSO from the point of view of creating new opportunities for the vast majority of our people. If you look at the demographics of our people, we have more young people, young men and women that need clear means of livelihood in terms of jobs, in terms of new windows for sustainable jobs, given the realities of fall in oil prices and all that. So what CUSO and ULEAD has done is to fill this gap, to identify small but sustainable ways of creating jobs for the various households. Today, we have opportunities in areas of microfinance, which ULEAD is supporting through the grant scheme. And of course, don't forget the State Planning Commission is the chair. The Chief Economic Advisor's Office is the chair of the ULEAD program, project steering committee. And beyond that, the funding side, they provide capacity as well for our young men and women. This is beyond other considerations, such as the new means of creating jobs, alternative participation in this real economy, as we want to call it.
Working with our partners and stakeholders, significant progress has been made towards promoting entrepreneurship and reducing youth unemployment.